Good morning, Crazy Crafters. Are you ready to do an amazing flower Mother's Day class?
I know I am. These Mother's Day cards are beautiful. It is a brand new sticker. Actually, there are 3 brand new stickers. And it's kind of a special class for us because last year, when the whole COVID thing started, the Mother's Day card class was our very first virtual class that we did as Krazy Kreations. And so we're very excited to have 1 year later make it kind of an anniversary and a very special card class.
Exactly. And so if you're crafting along with us today, you can let us know in the comments below. You're going to need a few items to get crafty with us. The number one thing is you're going to need your kit. Okay?
Yes, so you are going to need your kit, and if you don't have a kit yet, you can watch us and learn, and we have made a few more kits so you can buy more. And then you're going to need your basic tool kit, which will include a paper trimmer, scissors, adhesive, tweezers are helpful. Sometimes I've been throwing in a ruler into my basic kit just because we have a Krazy Kreation cute ruler, but I find it helpful.
And then don't forget, you'll also need some alcohol-based markers. And we just love that Right Art 24 set as our go-to marker set.
Absolutely. Now, before we get any further, because Jackie kind of jumped ahead, we should introduce ourselves. So my name is Kara.
And my name is Jackie.
And we are a mother-daughter team. And I know a lot of you know who we are, but for those of you who are new, we just want you to know that we are mother-daughter. We love what we do, and we love all of you out there. Now, our company specializes in certain products.
Vinyl outline stickers, handmade microfine glitter paper, card kits, and online classes.
Yes, so hopefully if you're new, you'll want to just come aboard. If you're one of our groupies and our dedicated customers, we're here to have fun. So I say it's time to get started. Let's look at our project and enjoy our crafting time.
Okay, sounds really good. All right, so here are the beautiful cards we're making in class today. I can't get over how gorgeous these are.
Yes, you know, I think part of the reason that we like them is they're very happy cards, and they have that pastel kind of background with the floral paper. So we have the purple kind of floral here, pink, and then this light blue. Aren't they gorgeous?
I absolutely love them.
Now this is a new shape for us, so we in our vinyl stickers are kind of playing around with hexagons, right? So you can't see the hexagon real great where the flowers stick up, but look at that shape. Isn't that cute?
And I'll tell you why I like that idea. So the hexagon creates a frame around the image. So what that means is it's going to be easier to fussy cut.
Yes, I know. The fussy cutting is easy. Now, if you do have the scan and cut machine, that is another alternative to cutting out our product, because we do not offer die cuts, but we do highly recommend the scan and cut, and we do give classes in our boot camp on how to do that fussy cutting.
Yes, but for this project, it's going to be really easy.
It is going to be easy, and we're going to use our old-fashioned scissors, right?
Right.
Now, should we talk about which scissors we like the best since we're mentioning them?
Okay, so our favorite scissors are these Tim Holtz Tonic Studio. I was going to say 5-inch, so we have the 5-inch over here and the 7-inch over here. These ones I think are my favorite because they're easier to get in those tight spaces when you're doing that fussy cutting.
Yes, I like these too, but I tend to gravitate more towards these because I absolutely love how all of my hands will go in here and they don't hurt, because I'm at that age where I'm starting to get a bit of arthritis, and I find these are really great. But I also like these for tight spaces, like you said. So both of these are my go-to. Now, there's something interesting about these scissors that maybe a lot of people don't know. There is a serrated edge on one side of the scissor, but the other side is straight. So if you cut this way with the serrated edge, you're going to get that serrated look. But if you turn the scissors over, you'll get the straight cut look.
Yeah, I love that. And I also love how the handles are really soft and comfortable, so you never have a sore hand.
Yes, so that's what we'll be using to fussy cut. But shall we take a look at our kit now?
Okay, so we're gonna open up our kit and see what goodies we got inside.
Now, there were two options for this kit. There was the basic kit, and then if you wanted to, you could have an add-on where you make 3 more cards, exactly the same. You just got more paper and more product, right, to do those extra 3 cards.
Right.
So this kit is designed to make 1 of each of these, okay? So the first thing I notice is we have a wonderful photograph. So if you're crafting at home and you don't have time to listen to the whole video, you can replay us, no problem. But you also have this photograph with written instructions. So that's very helpful, right?
It is. And I like to keep these. Does anybody else keep these or have a binder full of these? Because it's great to go back for inspiration.
I agree. So there's that. And then inside we have a lot of stickers. And look at all these stickers, and these are the 3 brand new ones. So we have this one, which is called Poppy Hexagon. We have this one, which is called Flower Hexagon. And this one, which is called Rose Hexagon.
Now, in case you're wondering, these are not available on the website. So these were a class exclusive. They'll be added in a few weeks.
Yes, so we do have these. Now, each one of these has 3 of the images on each. So you could get a total of 9 cards, right?
You could.
Okay. Now this here is our border sticker, and it's called Wave, right? And I'm going to take it out of the package while Jackie talks about our border sticker.
So the border stickers are just a fun element to add to your card. We have 8 holographic colors, and pink is one of them. We've got silver, gold, green, blue, purple, red. Really fun, and they just are so blingy.
Now, every single piece on here is a usable sticker, right? On a border?
Yes.
Yes, that's it. Okay, so I love that there's no waste. So as you peel one, every single part of this sticker is usable. Now, what's this right here?
This is our sentiment sticker. Now look how many you have on a sheet here. So we're using 3 sentiments for our cards. You're gonna have a lot of extra ones, and we can talk about that more later, but you're not stuck with just silver.
Yes, and also these not only say Happy Mother's Day, they say Happy Father's Day. So we're preparing you for the future. Okay, so your future cards for Father's Day, here's the sentiment all ready for you. Okay, now what is this?
Right, so these are some holographic mini bling dots. So instead of a sequin or something like that, these are fun to sprinkle on your card and just add a little hint of bling bling.
Yeah, so one thing that we like to do right away, so we could do this together, is you should take it out of the package, but we like to what we call weed this, right? So I'm turning down the corner to separate the sticker from the protective layer, and as I pull this off, these will be easier to kind of pick up when you don't have the waste around it, right?
Right, so much easier to see.
And sometimes I kind of like to just put this on the back. It's something I started to do. So there you go, okay? All right. Now we also included this.
Yeah, so we don't usually include foam dots in our kits, but this is an extra bonus for you. So if you want to add dimension to your cards, these little foam dots have adhesive on both sides and they just pop up.
Yeah, so in our card here today, this part is popped up, and it's almost like having a pocket where you could stick a gift card or something special inside there. Even a candy bar or something fun, maybe a bath salt or a packet of seeds for a garden.
Tea, hot cocoa.
Yeah, so many different ideas. Okay, so that's what the foam dots are for. And then of course we have all the papers that we're going to be using today, along with cards and envelopes. So that's kind of everything. What do you think, Jackie?
Beautiful papers, and I think that's what we should do next. We should
We forgot this.
Oh, the most important part.
Yes.
This is our handmade Krazy Kreations glitter paper that we will be coloring on with the alcohol markers.
So it was turned upside down because we like to put the glitter toward the plastic to protect the glitter. And we will be using this when we go to use our vinyl stickers and color. So let's put this aside for now and get our papers out so we can make the guts of our card.
Okay, sounds good. So we like to start by assembling the papers on the card.
So we're going to need one blue, one pink, and one purple or lavender, however you want to say it, okay? So if you'll take that out of your pack. And just a side note, when I say we're going to do the guts, we have these pre-scored cards in here. Once we are done with the guts, you can fold your pre-scored card and kind of use a bone folder or something, and then take the guts and adhere it exactly onto the top of that pre-scored card, and then you have a card, okay? So we're not going to do that part now because it's easier to work on a flat surface.
Okay.
So now we have several different floral prints. And
oh my goodness, I love these.
You're going to want one of each, okay? And then you're going to need 3 white cardstocks.
Okay. So let's get our paper trimmer out. I think we forgot to mention that in the beginning. You do need a paper trimmer. Just for a couple of cuts.
Okay, so let's talk about the base. Okay, so I believe the base of these floral have to be 5.5, which it already is, by 4 1/4. So guess what? For each of those, the pink, blue, and purple, we have to do no cutting.
Yay!
Okay, so we'll put those aside.
So just to repeat, the pink, purple, and blue pieces of cardstock were already cut to the right size.
All right, we're on the white.
Okay, so for the white piece, we need it to be 4 inches.
All right, so it looks like we're going to have to cut just a little bit here.
By 5 1/4.
5 1/4. Okay, and we are going to do that 3 times, correct?
Yes, so all 3 white pieces need to be 4 inches by 5 1/4.
All right, I can handle that. Last night I couldn't handle it. I had to turn my paper trimmer over to Jackie for a bit during Craftini. But we got through it, right? So my last one, 4 by 5 1/4. We also had a problem with our adhesive. We ran out. That's not going to happen today. I checked it all. Okay.
All right. Okay, so now we need our pattern floral papers.
Okay. Now it looks like, let's start with this one with the flowers because it definitely has a direction. So we're going to want to pay attention to how we cut this. Now the back side of it is also going to be used in the scrap, but isn't that gorgeous?
It is. So this paper needs to be 3 3/4.
So let's go ahead. It's currently at 4. Let's cut it at 3 3/4. I love this paper so much.
By 3 inches tall.
Okay, then we'll turn it around and we're going to do 3 inches tall. Okay. Now, I think if you skip to the next step, it says to turn this over.
Yes, a 3 3/4, which it should already be.
Yep, it is.
By 3/4 inch tall.
Okay, so we're going to cut off 3/4 here. All right, so this will be extra, and this is our 2 pieces, okay? All right, so again, 3 3/4.
And what kind of paper is this?
I believe it's Cardabella. Are you asking the brand?
Yes.
Yes, Cardabella. 3. I just love it, don't you?
I do. It's so pretty.
So this is 3 inches by 3 1/4. 3 3/4.
Yes.
And then we're going to turn this over and do 3/4.
Yes. Correct.
All right, Jay. Again, extra piece. Look how pretty these are. These would be great for the inside of a card if you want to use it to kind of decorate. That's my opinion.
Okay, we have one more piece.
All right.
3 3/4. Does that one have a direction? No.
Not really. I love these flowers, don't you?
I do. I love them all. By 3 inches.
Okay, so we got that. These two seem similar, but they're different, right?
Yeah.
And you can see the back is different.
By 3/4 of an inch.
All right. I believe that's the end of our cutting, right?
It is. So we just had a few cuts to do. Now we can put that trimmer away.
All right. So shall we repeat our cuts for everybody in case they're still working?
All right. So going back to the first 3 pieces here, the purple or the lavender, pink, and the blue, those were already cut for us, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. These white pieces we cut to 4 inches by 5 1/4. And then our pattern papers, we cut this to 3 3/4 by 3 inches.
All 3.
And then we took the remaining piece and made it 3 3/4 by 3/4 of an inch.
And then we did that to each piece, okay? So is this one the pink? Yep. And this one was this one right here. You can already see the pocket forming, right? Okay, let's put these aside and start putting our cards together. What do you say?
Sounds good. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to adhere the white to the colored cardstock.
Yes, so it doesn't matter which one you start with because we're going to do this to all 3. So if you see how this sits in here, there is going to be a bit of matting all the way around. So you just want to adhere that, okay?
And we're using our Tombow Mono adhesive rollers,
which actually has adhesive in it today. Yesterday, we filled one up for class last night, and we had a defective one. That was just not fun, but luckily we got saved by our crew here, and they brought us in an extra one. Now, the reason I like that mono one is if I don't like how I put this on, I have time to kind of manipulate it.
Reposition it.
Yep. There we go. And that's why I use it. Now, can they use a glue stick or something else?
Yes, you can.
Anything you want to put paper on paper, whatever you like to use. I am just a fan of this because I always have to reposition.
All right, our class is awfully quiet today.
Okay.
Let us know if you are loving this paper as much as Kara and I do.
All right, here's the purple one. Now, just to chit chat, I don't know about you guys, but we're actually going to have a weather storm change here. It's already happening. We're had to put on a warmer top. Isn't that weird, Jackie?
It's that time of year where it's unpredictable.
But I'll never forget one time we were going to an expo in San Diego. And I remember it was the last weekend in April and we got stuck in a snowstorm over the grapevine. So I don't think it's really highly unusual to have this cold weather at the end of April.
Right.
Okay.
All right, so now we're going to, should we do the pocket?
Yes, so we have to pick which one we want to start with. Shall we start with blue since it's on top?
Okay.
Okay. All right. Now, the way that the pocket is, we're going to look for this particular pattern paper, which is right here.
Not quite.
Which is right here. That's why Jackie's here to keep me straight.
You can mix it up if you want to, though.
And I think the easiest thing is looking at this. I'm not really reading the directions. Is we're going to put this piece on top, and then I think we're going to use our borders. So let's do that before we go and put them on the blue. So let's prepare the pockets, okay?
Okay, so we're adhering the little strip to the top of the floral pattern paper.
So is this going to match exactly?
Yes.
And this is why I have my handy dandy ruler here, because I like to check out what Jackie's telling me. And so I'm just going to measure. Yep, that's 3 inches, so we didn't put it up any bit, okay? It didn't quite look like that, so I wanted to make sure. Now, is there a direction here? There is a direction on your paper, so you'll want to pay attention to that, okay? And now, if it doesn't go over all the way, maybe I didn't cut it right, but I could trim it, right?
You can trim it, or you can just kind of...
There, that worked.
There you go.
All right, so we got one pocket there. This one matches, so I just want to make sure I'm putting that right paper on there. I love this. You know, it's simple, but it's pretty, isn't it? And I don't think there's really a right or wrong on this one, so you can look at it and see which way you prefer the direction. Okay, nice. And then this one.
I'd like to know how many of you bought the add-on kit, because if you bought the add-on kit, that means you get to do this process 3 more times.
Yes, but it's pretty easy so far.
Very easy.
Okay, now we're gonna do the borders. Do you want to do that part?
Okay, so let's get out our pink holographic wave borders. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna peel one of these off the sheet using our fingers. And it looks like we need one here and one here. So
here being the
seam.
The seam between the little paper and the floral, and then the bottom of the floral.
Right, and so on the top, the waves are pointing down, so you don't have to, but I'm gonna follow the example here. So you're just gonna line it up, go across the seam of the paper. When you like where you put it, rub your finger across.
Ooh, doesn't that make a huge difference?
Very pretty.
It just kind of finishes off that seam. It's beautiful.
And then this one should fit on the bottom here, so we're gonna put the remaining piece on the bottom of that paper. Just like that. And trim the tail. So you're gonna have a tiny little piece left. You can save it or not. I'm not.
Okay, let's get rid of it.
All
and
right.
then we're gonna do that 2 more times.
So the nice thing is we are only gonna really use 3 strips for this. We're gonna have a lot of extra stickers.
Yeah.
So we're putting a border on the seam of the 2 papers.
So again, this paper is from Carta Bella. It is just beautiful and springy and bright and happy. And the texture is really nice, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it does have a texture. All right, there we go. Then we're gonna do one on the bottom. I gotta get this perfect.
Perfecto. That's what we're all about. Not. We're crazy here. Don't forget the crazy girls. So everyone should hopefully be on their third one, their third pocket.
So quiet.
It is quiet, but I don't mind. Everybody's concentrating on getting their borders on.
Oh man, this one's giving me some.
Just take your time.
There we go.
Drink more coffee. Very nice.
But now my coffee is cold, so yuck. All right, last one. Last one's the hardest one. There we go. All right, we did it. Woohoo!
Yeah, so Jackie had to take that close to her eyes here. She's actually getting glasses, but I think they're more for far away,
They are
right?
for far away.
But she couldn't see the cutting part. Okay, so now let's see, can we clean up part of this mess here? What we're gonna do is we have these three, and it's time to put our pockets on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's go ahead and start with our blue like I was going to, and we're going to look for the pocket that goes with the blue, which is this one. And it looks like there's going to be a matting around it, so it's not going to fit exactly. So you're going to leave a little bit of white on the sides and the bottom, but because we want to make this a pocket, we're going to open up those foam dots and kind of go around three sides, leaving the top with no adhesive.
I was just going to read, using foam adhesive dots, place on the sides and the bottom. Adhere to the bottom of the card, leaving white cardstock matting on the side and the bottom.
All right, well, at least the instructions are accurate. Okay, so I love these foam dots. Now, we sell these, right?
We do, and we even have the strips.
Okay, so what I like about these is there are two different sizes on here. So you have your larger squares, but you also have these like little skinny ones. So those are the ones that I'm going to use, are the little skinny ones. Okay, so I just want to make sure I know where my top is. Now a card is going to fit really nice in here, so you don't have to worry too much about how much room should I leave.
You mean like a gift card?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm just going to kind of put a few here. I know some vendors who use a ton of these on their everything they do. I've seen.
Well, that's a good question we can ask. Do you like to use just a few pop dots or a lot of pop dots?
Yeah, so I'm somebody, as you can
Oops.
see, we're spreading it out. I just want you to know, if I had made that noise, you would have been all over me. What was it? A pen?
Something dropped.
Oh. What was it?
I don't know.
If it's the tweezers, I'm going to be mad. Okay, here we go. So now I'm going to use our favorite tweezers. And by the way, did you guys know that we have a basic toolkit on special right now, right, Jackie?
We do. So it includes tweezers, a silicone holder, scissors, adhesive, and a ruler.
So all these things that I'm basically using right now are on a special deal just for, is it 1 week? I don't know how long it is.
The deal is for 1 week, and it's 15% off because it's all in a bundle.
Yeah, so it's kind of everything that I use here is in that bundle, and there's no reason you shouldn't have two, because if you're like me, I craft in different places, so it's kind of nice to have supplies everywhere. All right, so I took those off, and now it's a matter of just putting this down where you want it. Now, one thing is you have to be kind of careful because those foam dots don't like to come back up, so I'm just going to go like that. How easy was that?
Super easy, so now we have to do it 2 more times.
Right, so let's get the pink one up. And that is with this beautiful paper here. So we're going to turn that over. And foam dots. I think we're going to have a lot of extra foam dots. What do you think?
Yes, and that's good because I can always use more.
I know, huh?
Sue says she had to buy a couple more tweezers because her husband kept borrowing them.
I know. They're great, aren't they?
Some of these crafting tools are good for other purposes too.
But I will say that you're right about that, but often I'll go into our Ace Hardware and find tools in there to use for crafting. So sometimes other places have tools. You know what I mean?
But for example, that silicone tool holder is not just for crafting. You can use it for a makeup brush, paint brushes, or even like your tool set.
Yeah, I gave one to Mr. Krazy, and he has all of his tools in it, like little screwdrivers. And he thinks it's great. So it could be a Father's Day gift even.
Or a Mother's Day gift.
Yeah. All right, so I'm just peeling off the top of the foam dots with, I find it easier to use these wonderful tweezers just because I like to. And I didn't do that one yet. Okay, and then again, we're going to put this down. All right, perfect.
All right, 2 done, 1 to go. So now we're going to do the purple card.
And I just want to, I have to double check. Wouldn't it be terrible if I put it wrong? Okay, back to these again. I just think we're on a roll here, so hopefully you're following and I'm not going too fast for you. But you know, part of crafting, don't think about it. Just get it on down, right? And the foam dots will prevent, if you want to put a card or something in the pocket, from that falling out, right?
Right. It's kind of like a little barrier. So
Yeah.
it has 2 purposes, adding dimension and making sure the contents don't fall out.
Yeah. So now we got to take off the protective cover again. Oh. Okay, 1. Are there any comments that we should talk about?
No. If you have any questions or you just want to chat with us, let us know in the comments. We're reading them as we're live this morning.
How many of you are going to be crafting with us all weekend? Because tomorrow we have another class, right?
We do. We have our Nomi class.
So we had a class last night, we have a class today, and we have a class tomorrow. So even if you didn't buy the To Know Me is to Love Me, you should join us. We'll be on with the Scrapbook Expo in their spotlight and at 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And we have added more of those kits, so you can purchase that and make it later, do a replay.
Monica says she loves the texture on the white paper.
Yeah, I like that too. So we're going to carry this more often. It is a nice texture, I agree. Kind of makes it a little richer looking, don't you think so?
Yes. All right, so now we've done all 3. So let's add our sentiment, some dots, and then we can start coloring.
Okay, let's do it. So we're going to go over here to our silver. Now you could keep this silver or you can alter it a color. So if you're somebody who would like to alter, I'm going to show you how to do that. But let's do the first one in silver. Sound good?
Okay, so the really important part of peeling these off is using tweezers. I have a hard time peeling our sentiments without tweezers.
Me too. And then I like to kind of peel them and put my tweezer in the middle. Do you do that?
I do. It's the easiest way to place the word.
All right. And then there you go.
So we're just peeling Happy Mother's Day from the top of the sentiment sheet.
And I'm just going to kind of do this. What do you think about there?
Uh-huh.
Now, I never really press mine down too, look at what I did there. I did something. Too much because I want to make sure that I like it. You know, what if it's not straight or I need to move it over? So I just kind of lay it there and then I kind of look. But I'm kind of liking how this one's coming out. What do you think?
I think that looks good. And so when you're happy with the placement, make sure you take your finger and pat or rub that sticker down.
Okay. So are there any insides? Nope, they all came out. But if, let's say the inside of the O was still there, you could use your tweezers to pull it out once it's down on the paper. Shall we put our dots while we're here?
Okay, so we'll need to find that little mini sheet with the dots on it.
Okay.
And we're going to sprinkle them. That's our term for putting them randomly on the card.
There's one. Maybe one down here. And look, you have so many dots, you could put them wherever you want, right, Jack?
Exactly. So we like to do it in odds though, so 3 or 5.
Okay. All right, so then all that's missing is our beautiful colored glitter image, which will be next. Okay, so there's that one. Shall we do the pink one next?
All right.
Okay, so I told you that if you want to, you can alter this saying here, right? And I mean alter it by the color. So what you'd want to do, shall we have what color? A light pink, so RVOO. And what you would want to do, and I do find it easier to weed this, so I'm going to take this off. You want to go slow. I am weeding this.
The more detail you have on your sticker sheet, the slower you should peel the background.
And you can see I'm missing a couple happy words, so I'll go back and take those off later, off of this big extra piece. And I pulled up a couple, but I won't waste your time now, but I could easily go in and get those off and put them on there, okay? All right, so we have right here, Happy Mother's Day. So what we could do is, if we don't want silver, we can take our alcohol ink marker, and this is a very light pink, and I could just color it and make it a little bit more pink.
And you can alter it with any color you want. I think the darker colors are more vibrant, but since we're doing pastels, what do you think of this light pink?
Yeah, we'll see how it looks when we actually pull it off, right? Do you want to use the darker pink? We can.
Let's see how it comes out.
Okay. Now, if we put it right here, maybe we'll use darker.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to go for the little bit darker look.
So it's completely up to you if you want to alter your sticker.
Oh yeah, I think that's a little better.
You can definitely see that better. So we're just coloring right on top of that sentiment sticker. It does take about, I don't know, 30 seconds to a minute to dry. It's very quick. But you definitely don't want to pick it up while it's wet.
And you do get that kind of beautiful holographic look still, you know that.
It's like metallic.
Yeah, it's a metallic look. There we go. Now, because this is white, you do want to kind of just let it dry for a minute and not, you know, move it around too much and get the pink on the white, okay? But I love it.
And you know what? It matches that holographic wave border. So pretty.
It is pretty. So you could do it any way you want, but here by taking the class, you kind of learn something different. I think that's pretty, don't you?
Very. I like the colors.
All right. There. Now, you could do that with the dots as well, but let's just keep these silver, right?
Right.
We could alter them if we wanted.
So we're going to sprinkle 3 more dots.
So Sometimes I find it hard to know where to sprinkle the dots. What about you?
Yeah, because you don't want them to all be in a line, but they still should look random. Kind of like creates a little triangle, a visual triangle.
Okay.
Okay, one more to go. So that would be the blue version.
Yes, and speaking of blue, shall we do blue?
Which, B47 or B09?
B09, I think. We're going to do it again because we loved it so much the first time. So again, you don't have to do this, but hey, why not? So we're going to go in and just show you different ways. I like the silver too, it's very stunning, but why not have fun, right? And you really don't have to think about this. I'm just kind of covering it. Even if a little bit of silver showed, I think that would make it look kind of distressed.
That looks so cool. Okay, we're letting it dry for a couple seconds.
Okay. Look how vibrant this is.
Very vibrant. So we're curious, did you choose to leave them silver or did you alter them? Kara's concentrating really hard on placing those words down.
I am.
Kathy says she loves that we can color on the silver stickers. She never even thought about that, but she will do it now.
Yay. You know, I got to tell you, it is wonderful what you could do with these stickers. Okay. And we'll do our dots again, right? Do I have that one a little bit going down? I do.
That's why we love the tweezers, because you can pick them back up. Oh, Janet's here. She altered hers.
All right. There, I think that's a little better.
Tabitha altered hers. I think we all love that technique.
I'm sorry, I just need to play with mine. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to go and get those dots on.
Sprinkle, sprinkle.
Okay. There we go.
Beautiful. So that means that the guts of our cards are all done. How about that?
I love it. So now that we've done that, it is time to move on to the glitter part, right?
Yes, the fun part. So we're going to need our Krazy Kreations microfine glitter paper. So I have mine right here. And the first thing we want to do is burnish.
Yes.
So we're rubbing, rubbing, rubbing with our fingers. This is going to make it smoother, softer, shinier, and better. Then I'm going to do a little tap, and voila. If you touch it, no glitter is going to come off on your finger, and it's ready to use. So now we're going to peel one of each of these beautiful hexagon flowers and put it onto the glitter paper. So I'm starting with the rose hexagon, and we're just going to place our finger behind the outline and carefully peel this off the sheet. And it's all going to be one piece. Now, if yours is being a little staticky like mine, don't worry. You can breathe on it by bringing it up to your mouth and breathing, or you can just kind of reposition it and sweep it.
I think when you brought it to your mouth, you did a huff.
Yep, I did a huff. All right, there's one. And we need a leaf. Okay, next one. Next which one is going to be the flower hexagon, but this looks like a hibiscus to me.
You know what? I wasn't sure, so I just called it flower.
All right. So we're going to place that one on there. Do we need any extra pieces from that one?
Yes, but because this one here didn't have an extra leaf, we stole the leaf from the next one.
Oh, okay. And then this one is the poppy hexagon. We have some beautiful California poppies right in the parking lot of our office building.
Yes.
All right, so we need 2 leaves.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, and almost, yes, I think we need 3 to be honest.
Okay, 1, 2.
Because what we did on this one, just so everybody could see, is to make it look a little bit more full, we added another leaf behind there. So we have 1 there, 1 there, and then we're stealing 1 for this card. Okay, so 3.
So in total, we have 3 flower hexagons, and then we have this little leaf over here, and then we have 3 of the same leaf over there. So now that we've placed those down on the glitter paper, I'm gonna give that to you, and we're gonna rub or burnish those stickers down because we don't want any bleeding to happen when we start coloring.
Bleeding meaning the color going under the sticker because we didn't adhere it tight onto the glitter paper.
And I'm actually going to also turn mine over, my paper, and rub from the back. This would also be a great time to use a brayer tool if you have one.
Yeah, we like those brayers. They're great.
But we never have one.
I know, we should put one in here.
All right.
Okay.
There we go.
All right, so are you going to be the colorist today or me? How about you do the leaves and all that?
Okay, you'll do the flowers?
Yeah.
All right, so what color are we using for our leaves today?
I believe on the instructions, the recommended colors are YG00 and YG29, but you can do whatever you want. There is an option in the 24 pack if you prefer using the G00 and the G13, but I think these colors are complementary to the paper.
Okay, so I'm gonna zoom in so we can see this a little bit closer. And I'm gonna start out with this image right here. So the basic coloring technique is we're using alcohol-based markers. I'm gonna start with my dark green first, and I'm going to add the dark color where I want a shadow. So wherever I think there's a shadow, I'm gonna put this color down first. Then I'm gonna come in with the light green and I'm going to blend it out. And I'm working in small sections at a time. So we're gonna start here with the leaf. And I'm laying down color where I think there would be a shadow. So at the base of the leaf and on the inside of the leaf. Then I'm gonna take my light green. I'm using the brush tip. And I'm gonna put the nib on the edge of that dark green and pull the dark green out into that white space, and that's gonna create a beautiful blended leaf.
And this is where it would be helpful if you had a piece of scratch paper. So if you needed to, you could clean off your brush, right?
Right, I found
So scratch paper being what? Typing paper or something of that nature.
Yes. All right, so we're just gonna keep doing this to our leaves. There's a lot of leaves on this image.
So I like to cheat and just color my leaves all dark green.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I'm pretty fast. But you don't have to. You could do one at a time, but after a while you just want to go a little faster.
All right, I can do a couple at a time here.
Do you need the image? Sorry. There's a lot of leaves on this one. And I think You know, if you are approaching a image and you're not sure where to start coloring, color the thing that is the most simple for you to pick out. And in this case, for me, I started with the leaves because I could see all the leaves very clearly, and then that would really define what is the flower. Because sometimes the flower and the leaves get blended together. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, and don't forget you also have that beautiful picture to follow if you need to see where all the leaves are. It's hard to see it when it's just a black and white image, like just a sticker on glitter paper.
So, and you could add very tiny dark green, which is what I did, and Jackie's being a little bit more generous. And so her leaves are a little darker, but there's no right or wrong. It's whatever your personal preference is. But I do suggest that you go with a light hand on that darker color. Don't make it all dark because then you'll miss out on seeing the lighter color.
Okay.
What do you think?
I agree.
So we're just going along looking for all the leaves in this image. There's a lot.
Quite a few. There's even one up here that I missed. And then that's one down here.
Yes, that's why I say try to pick them all out. It's so much better that way. And there's one way hiding under there. Do you see why I say that now?
I do. So I do leave the caps off of my markers while I'm coloring these just so I can go quicker. They won't dry out, so don't worry about that. And let's see, we have even more leaves. So we've got this vine here, got this one here, one here, one here, and one there.
I think you're finally getting to it. Yay!
And the nice thing is these leaves are pretty small, so they're easy to color. Okay.
Now, shall we do that extra leaf on top while you got your greens out?
There we go.
Jackie is a super fast colorist, so there you go. How does that look? Really good? Look how many leaves are in there. And then you could really see from the image here how all of those just really brighten up this hexagon. Don't you think so?
Yeah, I love the colors. So what colors are we using for the roses?
Well, we are going to use 3 different colors. We're going to use our dark red, which is R17. We're going to use RV17, which is dark pink, and R03, which is light red. Now, are you going to put the caps back on yours?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so we have light red, dark pink. So I'm going to just talk for a minute while you're finishing up your leaves, so take your time. I want to talk a bit about the alcohol ink markers. So this brand is Right Art. We do sell 140 different colors, and we feature a shading and blending class once a month to kind of get you comfortable with the other colors. But on our glitter paper, we really feature these 24 that are in our 24 pack, which have a light dark companion to them. So light red, dark red, here's a dark pink, there will be a light pink in the pack, etc. We also give you black and a colorless blender, and we'll be using that colorless blender today. Now, the other thing that you might want to pick up if you do our classes is some skin tones, so that when we color certain paper dolls or gnomes, you'll want the skin tone or the hair colors, okay? So those will get you far with the crazy people. What do you say, Jackie?
Yep, that set is the best thing ever.
Now, if you are on a budget, we do sell our 24 pack into 12 pack sets. So we have the primary colors in one pack and the secondaries in the other. So you could buy one and then buy the other, and you'll have the complete 24 pack. Okay? All right, so now that I've given you all that time to kind of get your leaves done, let's go ahead and look at the flowers. So I'm going to switch sides here because I'm coloring from this side, and I have my scratch paper. This is really important to me to keep cleaning my brush. Okay, now we're going to start with our darker colors, and we're going to start with our dark pink, which is this RV17. Now the pink and the red give a really fun color, don't you think?
Yeah, I like mixing the pink and the red to create kind of a color that's in between.
Yeah, so maybe if I put that down, we could see. Okay, so the first thing we have to do is kind of identify where we want the shadows. Now, I will do the best I can. I don't have a clear, simple rule. It is the Kara rule. So you can follow me and then create your own individual rule, but this is how I do it. I'm not going to worry about light source. I just want some shadows. The shadows make your coloring look more professional than if you colored the entire flower in one color. That is flat. So we're going to give some of that blending and shading look. All right, do you see these lines that are in our stickers here? Those are natural shadow lines. So we're going to add a little bit of the pink, and we're not going to do a lot, just some. Now think of a rose. Right in here, this might be a little dark. These little corners are dark. This petal overlapping the petal, dark. Do you see what I mean, Jack?
Yeah, so think of a rose. It's got so many layers of petals, and the ones that are inside the rose are going to be darker.
And right inside, like she just said, the middle, very dark. This will give a little bit here, and we'll give a little bit in these edges, okay? So we'll start with that, and then the key is to keep working yourself up. So I'm going to leave my cap off and lay my pen down. And now I'm going to go to this dark red, which is R17, okay? Now I'm going to take where this ended and kind of pull. So I'm just going to the line. And I'm going, if I want, over the sticker. I don't have to stay within a sticker area. I can actually shade over it. But just a little bit to kind of move that darker pink with the red. So I'm kind of blending the line with the red. And now I need to finish it off by going to my light red. And this is where we're going to go to the line and kind of close it in. Does that make sense?
So the light red brings it all together.
It does.
Now, you'll notice that your colors are going to change a little bit as they dry. So right now it's the Kara's version is looking a little more red, but when it dries it's going to have more of a pink.
Yep. Okay. Now the more color you add, the darker it's going to get. But can you see all of that light in there? Isn't that pretty?
That looks really
good. Now I'm going to tap, tap, tap onto my scrap. Now, if I want to, I could come back with my dark pink, add a little bit more, but very gently because we don't want to pull up any glitter while it's wet. Okay? And then I could even just jump a step and blend that with my light color. And I'm going to let it dry and then come back to it and see how I like it. But isn't that pretty?
Very pretty. So let's hold it up at a better angle here. There we go. So now you can see it.
All right, so we're going to repeat. We're starting with our dark pink, and we have these lines down here, and we have a line here. Remember, those lines are natural, and then these little tiny corners probably, and the inside, which Jackie pointed out, and then over here. What do you think?
Looks good.
You can tell I don't put a lot, just enough. And then I'm coming back in with my dark red because too much dark, I can't stress enough, will make your whole image dark. So you really have to kind of weigh that dark color. You could always add more, but you can't make it light. So by leaving all this white in here, I'm leaving a lot of opportunity for that light color. Now make sure your brush is clean. Your lightest, I'm on R03. We're going to kind of go in and fill in. Isn't that pretty?
Very, very pretty. I think using mixing up the pinks and the reds is my new favorite.
It is fun. I used to like the red with the yellow, but now I'm liking this. I like them both, but red and yellow make a beautiful orange, you know.
I do. It's like a sunset.
Okay, I'm loving that. So now we're going to go over here and do our last one. So tap, 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 get any dark color off that light. And then we're going to go in here. Now these don't have to be Mother's Day, right?
No, it depends on the sentiment. So if you want it to be for a birthday or a friend, you can just swap out the sentiment. However, we all have lots of moms that we know. We can give this to grandma, mom, mother-in-law,
sister-in-law. I mean, they're a mom, right? Maybe.
Depends.
Yeah. Jackie, don't make me laugh when I'm coloring. Okay, R03. Very light hand, just moving that color. That's what really gives you that shading. I love the shading. What do you think?
Definitely. I like the dimension that it creates. Even if it's not perfect with the light source, it still looks so artsy.
Now, I will give you a little tip. If you have a hard time blending, I'm just pulling it very lightly. Try the tap on the edge, where your line ends. Try the tap method, tap, 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 with the light color, and that may work better for you. And then just pull out the rest. There we go.
Okay, I have to put it at an angle so we can see. There we go. So pretty. So now we need a background.
Yes, so we're going to do that with light pink. So now that I'm finished with these, I am going to put my caps on until I need to use them again. So I'm going to do that now. And by the way, you don't have to put your caps on all the way because I know I'm going to use these again. So just put them a little way. Okay, so now we're going to use this color RV00 and 00. Okay. So just to give a little bit of color, because in my opinion, if we leave this white, it kind of looks too white. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. We need a color back there.
All right. So we're going to dab a little bit of our light pink, and then we're going to blend it into the white with the 00. All right. So this would be the same as doing something with a cloud where you use light blue and then blend it in the white. We're going to do this with our pink. Okay. Well, I guess I should move that down. Can we see that now? Okay. So here's the thing. Don't do a lot. You want very little. By the way, yeah, there it is. I'm just going to put just a little. I don't want a lot. And I mean really little. Do you see how that is? Now, just to test it, let's go ahead and use our colorless blender and see how that looks. Now, the first thing when you use your blending tool, make sure this is white and clean. This is definitely something you're going to have to make sure is clean or it'll bring the other color. So now I'm just going to go to the side and I'm going to add this. Now, I think I did too much there, so I'm going to go for a lighter version.
This is really just erasing that harsh line between the white space and the RVOO. It kind of looks like cotton candy.
I know. I really like just a little bit because I think I did too much on my first sample, so I'm going to try the little bit. But you could do as much as you want, but I think I like the little bit. So I'm just going kind of in the corners, and then I'm bringing this in. Try not to touch the leaves or you'll drag the green.
Yep, very important. You don't want green in your background.
All right. How's that looking, you think?
It looks good. Even just a little bit of color adds to it because otherwise it's too flat.
I agree. You just want very little. You have to really hold yourself back here. But look how pretty just that little bit is.
So I notice you're putting the dark colors like right in the little crevices of the leaves.
Yes, I just kind of like it there. You can put it wherever you want, but what do you think? Doesn't it start looking nice?
It does.
Okay. And if you want more, you could go back and add more. You don't have to do what I do. This is just my interpretation. I think I'll add a little more here. But just keep working it till you like it. But again, I want some of that white because to me, our background here is white, so I want that white. But I don't want it to look flat. Okay, I think I like that.
There you go.
Jackie, you're hilarious. Thank you. Okay, what do you think?
Okay, that looks really good. I'm going to just show you because maybe you can't see it as well on camera, but in person we can see those little pink areas and they're blended out to white.
To me, that looks very feminine. Don't you think so?
Yes.
Gorgeous.
All right, so we finished image number 1. Isn't that gorgeous? How did you all do? Let us know what you think of this first hexagon flower. All right, next.
Okay, so I think the next one, we're just going to color the flowers here. So the leaves are pretty easy. Would you not agree? So maybe we could just do those. Shall we do those anyway, just to do it? So why don't you give me these? And we're going to go back for practice. So we need the light and dark olive greens, yellow green, YG00, YG29. So we are going to start with our dark color, and we are now looking for all the leaves, right?
Yes, so this one has less leaves. We're doing the hibiscus. Let me put that over here. There, now you can see the hibiscus. So there's a leaf below and some above, and then there's these tiny little leaves on these branches.
So I'm starting with these kind of larger leaves, and now I'm going to go in with my YG00, and I'm going to kind of bring that dark color out.
Okay, I'm going to read some wonderful comments here. Monica says she feels like every class she takes, her coloring gets better. Thank you for taking it slow and the tips. Diana loves how the roses turns out and says it gives it a stained glass effect. And Sue also loves it. So I'm glad that you're all positive and you love it.
Yeah, I think coloring is the best part, frankly. I love it too. This leaf looked funny. I had to stop and look at it for a moment.
I think it's because this is rotated.
Okay, there we go.
There.
All right. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the tiny leaves. And what I'm going to do is just add my dark here at the very tip of each one. And you can see I am not worrying about doing a little bit. I'm just kind of going in, got that, I think that's one, and then I'm going to fill that in. Again, use a light hand, you know, don't scrape too hard on the glitter. It's really not necessary to really blend that line. I will say the darker colors like this olive green and a purple or even a dark blue do tend to be a bit more challenging no matter what you're coloring to blend. Okay, what do you think about that? Did I get them all?
It looks like it. I'm just going to scoot you up a little bit here.
And then I think we're going to go for the center here of these flowers. Might as well use the color while we have it out.
Those look like they were all dark green.
Yeah, but I'm going to do it a little different.
Okay.
Again, you could do each one different, right? Does that look like all the green?
Oh, don't forget that leaf.
Good idea. Right. Okay. Clean, clean, clean. Don't forget to clean your light brush, okay? Alrighty. Where's the cap of this one? Hiding. Alright, so next, guess what? To do these flowers here, we're using the same exact colors that we used for the roses, except for instead of using the light red, we're going to use the light pink. So we're going to use RV17, R17, and RV00. Okay? So we're going to do basically the same thing, but instead of using the light red, we'll be using light pink. So we're going to start again with the darkest pink, RV17, and we know that the middle is going to be the dark part, right?
Yep, for sure, because that's where shadow is going to be, because it has dimension.
Okay, so, and it looks like there's a little line here. These lines are really key to kind of get you started. Now we're going to go in with the R17, and we're going to add and kind of pull. Again, I'm not going over the R17. I'm just kind of pulling it out, blending that harsh line. Okay, so now we have that. And now what are we going to do, Jack?
We're going to use that RV00 to blend it all out.
Okay. And it kind of gives that pink look, right?
Yep, so it's pulling from the red, but it is a light pink. So we're getting a mixture of both.
And you'll want to clean every so often. So make sure you clean. And I mean clean your brush, okay? I'm going to clean and then go to the edge. I think this is so pretty. And pull that. Isn't that beautiful?
Very nice.
Okay.
All right, one flower done. Now we have to repeat.
Yep. How did everybody out there do?
You can give us a thumbs up if it went well.
All right. So if we want, we're going to start again, do the second one, and we're going to go in the center here. Now if you want pink to be more of your prevalent color, you could add pink and just a dab of the red. So that's a lot of pink, and I'm just going to come in and add very little red. Just enough to kind of pull it. And then we'll finish off with this light pink, which is RVOO. And notice I'm just going to pull this. This is a bit of a different technique. I'm going to pull this and then I'm going to clean my brush and get that white area with a clean RVOO. So I'm tapping off that color I'm going to go the opposite way to kind of give me a bit more pink.
That is a good way for you to get that nice gradient.
So again, I tapped off my pen, then I'm going to go to this part and work my way back to marry where I ended. There we go. Pretty, right?
All right, those are two beautiful flowers, so let us know how your flowers went.
Okay, and then the only other thing is we need to fill the rest of it in, right? Okay. So I believe the colors we should use here are GOO and BO2. You and I keep moving this around that screen.
Yeah, because I want to make sure we can see it above our little graphic. All right, so GOO and BO2.
Yep. Now these are going to be the same color combinations we're going to use in the one below. So we'll get some good practice here, okay? So because we don't have a teal color in our 24 pack, you can mix GOO and BO2 to get that blue-green look, okay? So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to start with BO2, and I'm just going to add very little blue.
So this is a light blue.
Yep. It doesn't look light on here because it's against the white, but it is. And I'm just adding very little. That's where everybody we need to hold back, okay? And then we're going to come in with our GOO and pull it. And that's how we got that color.
So we mixed GOO and BO2, a light blue and a light green, to create a really pretty turquoise color.
I know, it's so pretty. I love it. Do you?
I do. I have never seen a flower that color, but I wish I had. Have you?
In my mind. Okay. Now, there we go. So all that's left to do, and I'm going to let all of you do that, is you put your spots of pink in here with your colorless blender, okay? Because you need to add a little bit to kind of bring it up. But remember, go a little bit at a time. So I'll start you out, and then I'm sure you all can do that. Come back and do that. But you're going to go in and just put very little. And don't be afraid to go over some of the
black lines.
Yeah, black sticker lines. But you don't want a lot. And then you're going to come in with that 0, 0. And you're going to spread it. But be careful not to touch the other things that you've colored, because it will spread that color too. Okay, so you just want little dabs of color.
So beautiful. So now we have done the second hexagon, and they're just stunning. Here's both
I know,
of them.
let's compare. So you can see where we used that RO3 really gave a much redder rose, and this one gave a very pink flower.
There we go. All right, we have one to go. How about that?
I think we should do it.
So I'm going to flip this. Where's our card?
Right here.
I was trying to match it so that this...
That's okay.
Okay. There. Perfect.
Okay. Now, remember, we're going to go in and do all the leaves first. So I'm going to do that with you to kind of make it easier to see the flowers. So this will be our third time, so you should be really good at it. YG29, YG00. Okay. So, yes, I see what you're doing. Trying to mix me up, are you? Okay. I'm going to go in, and where I see these lines of a leaf, I'm making them a leaf. Okay. And do you see any more?
Lots of leaves. Do you need to rotate it?
No. I'm going to do
Some
my
there.
own interpretation. You guys could follow your picture. Is this one? No, no, no. I'm going to color those and then see where I'm at, okay? But for future, it might have been good to put this the way the card was. When we put it on our glitter paper.
Yeah, I know.
We just learned something, right?
I tried.
Well, I'm just saying, I didn't even think of it. Okay. This is so pretty. I love this, don't you?
Yeah, so this is the poppy.
So what your job is going to be to tell me where I need to add more green. Okay, these little ones?
The little ones, all the little ones.
I'm going to make them light green for now. I like these little things. I don't know what they're called. I think they're fun.
Leaves?
No, these little tiny ones.
Oh, okay, I think there's a leaf right in there.
Where?
Right there.
This?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's one there.
Right here?
Yep. And there's one over there. And then I think that's it.
Okay, so I could go back and where I want, add just a tiny bit.
Oh, I found one right there.
Alright, right in there. Okay. And then I'm just going to blend that out. Alright, so once you find all your leaves, that's your job there. Find the leaves, okay? It's like where's Elmo, right? Is that what you were going to say? Waldo.
I was going to say, where's Waldo? All right, we forgot 2 leaves, Kara.
All right, Jackie, you must know by now, I think Audrey knows, I have my own language.
That was funny.
Right, Audrey? I know you're listening. Audrey is our commenter for all of you, and she's helping us with social media right now. And she will tell you I have my own language.
She said right.
Okay. Where's Waldo? Got it. Okay. All right.
I think there was a girl version of Waldo, but I don't remember her name.
All right.
Maybe it was Wilma or something. I don't know.
So we're going back to make this beautiful color here by using BO2 and GOO. Now I want to show you 2 different ways to go about that. So our first way was we put the blue down first and we kind of went in here, and again the center here is going to be where I'm going to make it the darkest, okay? And it's kind of interesting if you have different lines, like you don't want to just go around and make it all the same, okay? Because that gives your shading a different look. All right, now I'm coming in with the GOO, and I'm gonna come out with the green.
So you're not going all the way to the edge with the green.
I'm not. So one thing you could do is you could come in with that colorless blender and kind of lighten it up even a little bit more by taking this and bringing that to the edge. And it kind of gives it a whole different color look. Do you see that?
Yes, very kind of muted.
And it has a little bit more of that white in there.
If that's too much white, you could go over that with the blue.
Yes, but I just wanted to show. And you could actually, I would go back with my GOO and just kind of go in there. But look how pretty that is.
It's fun to play with color.
So I just wanted to show everybody that. And then a different thing we could do is we could start with GOO instead of BO2. So if we put GOO first, how different would that make our flower look? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so it's going to be slightly different because we're using a different color in the middle of the flower.
And it kind of gives more of the blue. And then you could kind of use a little GOO just to close it.
That is so pretty.
Isn't that pretty?
That one's my favorite.
Yeah, it is pretty.
So just to repeat, you put the GOO in the center of the flower, then you kind of use your BO2 to add a little bit of blue in the middle area of the petals, but then you went back to the GOO for the tip of the petal.
Yes, I mean, I don't know if we could hold this up, but look how pretty that is. So we'll do it again. I think that's my favorite too. Okay, so we started with GOO. And I'm here in the middle. And this is why you want to take class with us. Jackie and I are fun girls. We come up with different things to kind of test your abilities.
And we giggle too.
And we giggle. And I'm now taking the BO2 and kind of pushing that GOO. And then I'm going to end with the GOO. Pretty, right?
Very pretty. I hope all of you are having a lot of fun coloring these flowers.
All right.
That is so pretty. So now we're looking at our flowers. If you wanted to go back to this one, you can add more blue to it.
Yes, we could. And I'm going to go finish it with this GOO. I just think it's so pretty. Don't you?
Yes, and then we can hold it up so we get that glare off of our sticker. There we go. So beautiful.
And then if we look at this, you're going to now add your pink in there, okay? So that's always the last step. So now let's put one of these cards together. What do you say?
Okay, which one are we going to do? The roses?
Yes, we're going to do the roses. So we need which background?
We need the blue.
Okay. So now our task is to go ahead and we're going to trim this out. So I'm going to use my scissors. I'm going to trim, and like Jackie had said at the beginning, it's a little bit easier because it's all enclosed, right?
Right, so on these sides, it's just a straight line to cut.
Yeah, I'm going to get rid of that. And I'm going to go in. I'm using my bigger scissors, but either one.
I like the size of these stickers. They're nice and large.
Yeah.
But they still had a lot of detail.
I know, I like them too. And you know what else this is good for?
What?
Is our floral challenge still going on?
What's the date? 24th?
Yeah.
Today's the last day.
Okay. It qualifies, right?
Yes, these are flowers and we colored them in, and they're Krazy Kreation stickers.
All right, so do you want to show how to finish off the white core that you might see as you cut?
All right, so we are going to grab a black marker. And we're going to go around the edge because if you look at our image here, you can see a little bit of that white paper around the edge of the sticker. And that's going to happen, so we can just disguise it with a black marker by going around the edge. Just like that. And you want to be really careful not to get any black on your image because we worked so hard at coloring that in. There we go. So now if I hold this up, you're not going to see white around the edge. So it looks a lot more finished.
So I think it's time for you to turn it over and put some adhesive.
Okay, so I'm doing that down below here.
She's putting adhesive on the back.
And you might want to take note that you don't want adhesive at the very top of the image because that's going to stick up over the pocket.
Right.
So right about there?
Yeah, whatever you find pleasing.
Here we go.
And then we have this extra leaf that we had done, which we're going to adhere right down here, okay? And I think that leaf just gives it color all the way around. What do you think? It kind of balances your card.
Right. Okay, that looks so good.
All right, look at that. I think it's gorgeous. Do you love it?
I love it. So it's not exactly like the sample, but I like the little twists we added to it, like the sentiment, and our roses are slightly different, but I like the variation.
So your homework is to complete these right here. Don't forget you need to add your pink and do all that. And then what do they do?
All right, we have a challenge for you. So let's put all three of these on the screen so you can compare. But before we do the challenge, I want to know which one was your favorite. We got to ask that. Which of these cards was your absolute favorite to color and make? Or you could say you loved them all. So you could just type in the comments 1, 2, or 3. And so going back to that challenge, we are going to have a challenge where you need to take a picture of all 3 cards finished. You have 1 week to post a picture in this Facebook group, Krazy Kreations Virtual Classes, and you'll want to use a hashtag. That hashtag is Hexagon Flower Challenge.
Yes, and I had so much fun with all of you doing this. I find this totally relaxing. These are stunning, stunning cards, and we learned a lot about coloring, which I think is really, really fun, don't you?
I do, and I just can't get over how beautiful they are. So I just want to remind you, you have 1 week to post your picture with the hashtag Hexagon Flower Challenge, and then we'll pick some winners after that 1 week.
All right, how exciting.
So thank you so much for joining us in class today. It was so much fun, and we learned a lot of new coloring techniques.
We did, and we do have one more announcement to make, is we are continuing our trend of what we did last year. So next in our series would be Father's Day, but we're changing it a little bit. It's going to be kind of a masculine sports card class. So is that up on the web yet?
Not yet.
Okay, but we don't have the pictures done, but we will put it up there. So you want to look for that and make sure that you get in on that class, because we're going to do sports and a masculine type theme. So you'll want to do that. And I'm very excited about that.
Yes, a lot of you have been asking for masculine cards. Now's your chance. We're going to make some beautiful masculine cards.
Yes, so again, sports masculine. So that's kind of how I'm terming it, all right? But anyway, in the meantime, we had a really fun time with you. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Remember, we have our gnome class with the Scrapbook Expo tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you want to tune in, or if you bought the kit, that's where you will find us, on the Scrapbook Expo YouTube channel or their Facebook group.
All right, and my name is Jackie.
And I'm Kara.
And we'll see you really soon. Stay crafty.
All right, bye-bye.